I'm very attracted to the form of artist books because I like how tactile they are. I like that there's something that you have in your hands that you have a one-to-one relationship with that can be quite intimate. But I also like how varied artist books can be. So they can be as big as a room or as tiny as a matchbox. So I like the variations that are available within the form of artist books. I think defining artist books is quite a difficult thing to do because there are so many examples and so many ways of doing it. For example, I've made altered books from books that already exist. I've made books from scratch that haven't included paper and been made from things like wool and fabric. So it varies so much that I find it very hard to define. But a book tends to be something that is containing information that you open and close. And that could even be a box. So not all books have a cover. It is something that I don't think I'm placed to define because of the fact that my practice varies so much within the boundaries of what I would call artist books. I do use a lot of old books and alter them in different ways to change them into something new. So for example, I've got one that is an old map book that I've used and I've used a scalpel to cut out a river. And this is just called Follow the River. So it's just changing what you'd expect from opening the book. So the book still functions as it was, but it's primarily no longer usable as a map book because I've ruined it in that respect. But it's something different. So it's a different way of looking at a landscape or a different way of reading a book. I like using children's books a lot because I really like the illustrations that are inside them, and I find those really handy for when I'm changing things. So I like making books that are almost a little scene inside the book once you open it and it's not what you expect. So no longer it's the words that are getting across the story, but it's just the pictures, but I've altered how they're in there. I've also collaborated with a performance and video artist, Stacey Allen, in a piece that we called Eat Your Words, where we've taken old books, mostly about English language, funnily enough, and we've changed the pages so that they're rice paper and edible ink and edible glue. And within libraries and art spaces, we've performed eating of the books, which has been really interesting to see how people react to that. So in a library situation, no one's ever commented on it. They've never really known what to do. They've not known, that's not expected in that environment. But within an arts situation in a gallery, then we've had people want to interact with us and join in with us and have a go at eating the books as well. So it's quite fascinating how the different environment which people encounter the books in can vary how they react to them, I think. My entry for the first Sheffield Artist Book Prize was actually a knitted book called Make, where all of the pages and the cover were completely knitted and the words were embroidered inside it. So that was something that was very different because it's very touchy-feely. It's not made from paper. You can't damage it in the same way. You can't crease the pages. That led on to me winning the prize, and that book is now in the collection at Bristol University. And it also led me to having an exhibition at Bank Street Arts as part of my prize, which was fantastic. And then I've worked with the gallery for the 5 years since then.